we already learned how to classify matter, and in this video I will show you how to represent matter. If we want to show something that we can see with our eyes, we can just draw it. And like I want to draw a table, so I want to show you a table, I can draw a table. If I want to show you a computer, I can draw a computer. So that is at macroscopic level. And but if I want to show something at a molecular level, what I need to do, if I want to show atoms at molecular level, how I can draw it. So for atom, and I'm gonna use a sphere. Okay, it doesn't matter what color the sphere. You can use the sphere or the color you like. Okay, and a single sphere will be a single atom. But if I put two spheres together, that means I put two atoms together, bonded together, I'm gonna make a molecule. The two spheres can be different or can be the same. If like this, that means they are different elements. If I use both the same color and the same size, and then that means they are the same element. And all matter is composed of atoms. An atom is the smallest unit of an element that still have the chemical property of that element. What's that mean? So see, if I have hydrogen atom and I have one hydrogen atom, and this atom has all the property of hydrogen. It's a gas, it's light, but if I have an atom from gold, so that atom has all the property of the gold. However, so electrons are smaller than atom, but electrons from hydrogen and electrons from gold and doesn't represent the hydrogen property or gold property anymore. So they just electrons. No matter you're from hydrogen or no matter if you're from gold, you just electrons. There is no property of hydrogen, there is no property of gold. Therefore, atom is the smallest unit, still have the property of that element. And when we draw one sphere, that represents one atom. But when we draw two spheres bonding together, that will give you an element. So the sphere can be different or can be the same. If they are the same, and then they are the same element. If they are different, that means they are different element. And for example, I have two red spheres bonding together. They are the same. They both are oxygen atom bonding together. I can make a molecule which is called oxygen molecule. And I can also bonding a red sphere with a black sphere and then with another red sphere. So this is also a molecule, but it can come from different elements. Like I have carbon, I have oxygen, I have two types of elements. Okay, so molecule comes from the same element or different element. But at least you have to have two spheres. So what we need to do with the representation of matters, the activity will look like this, the question will look like this in your exam or in your homework. And I will give you an image like this. I will ask you, is this a mixture, or is this an element, or is this a compound? So to do this type of question, step 1, first identify is a pure substance or it is a mixture. And if it's a mixture, then I don't have to go to element or compound. And if it's a pure substance, then we go to step 2, then identify element or compound. And to make this easier for you, and for the first step, when you need to identify pure substance or mixture, you just need to look at the image and ask yourself how many type of clusters. This is cluster, this is cluster. You want to know how many type of the clusters. And like in this example, and they are the same cluster, they all have 2 red spheres. So I only have one type of cluster. If I only have one type of cluster, I'm a pure substance. If I'm pure substance, then I need to go to step 2. I need to know, is this element or compound? How can you identify those clusters are element or compound? Then you will check how many type of spheres in a cluster. How many type of spheres means different. If you have one bigger one smaller one, then that is 2 type. If you have one green one and one blue one, then also that is 2 type. Okay, look at this cluster. Okay, look at in the cluster. I have a red sphere, I had a red sphere. They are exactly the same red sphere. So they are exactly the same element. So that means I only have element. I don't have a compound. Okay, so element. Let's do more practice. Okay, if I give you this image, I ask you element, compound, or mixture. So you're gonna do exactly the same 2 steps. First step, if to tell is pure substance or mixture. Let's check cluster. This is cluster, this is cluster, this is cluster, this is cluster. And they are exactly the same. One black sphere, one red sphere. So I only have one type cluster. So I'm a pure substance. If I'm pure substance, then I will check each of the cluster. Okay? How many times spheres there? I have one black, one red. So I have 2 type of sphere. So I have 2 type of element compound together. So I make a compound. So this is a compound. It's a pure mixture made from a compound. Okay? And example of this one, pure substance or mixture. Let's check how many type clusters. I only have one type of cluster. They are exactly the same 2 blue spheres. Okay, pure substance. Then we'll know element or compound. And for each of the cluster, I only have 2 blue spheres. They are exactly the same. So I only have one type of spheres in each cluster. So I'm a element. Okay, so now let's look at this one. You can practice C and D, and we will practice this one together. In this image, and I want to know how many type of cluster I have. I have here, and these 2 are the same, and this one also the same. These 3 are the same, and this one is different with the 3. So I have 2 type of cluster. If I have 2 type of cluster, then I'm a mixture. Okay? And if I have a mixture, I can also further classify a mixture of 2 elements, a mixture of 2 compound, or a mixture of compound and an element. Okay, look this one. I know I'm a mixture, right? But under mixture, I can be 2 elements. I can be an element, 2 compound. I can be element and a compound. Okay, so then I can look each cluster. At this cluster, how many type of spheres I have? I have 3 red and 1 yellow. The 3 red are the same type and the yellow are the same type. So I have two type of spheres in this cluster. So that means this is a compound. Now look at this. I also have 2 different spheres in this one. This is also a compound. So my mixture made from 2 compounds. If they ask you further classify the mixture, okay? And there will be more practice in the homework, and you will see the similar question in your first exam.